Today's adventure, we're going out to Custer State Park. We're going to do the wildlife loop, check out the bison and any other animals that we may be able to see out there. And then we're going to head up to Needles Highway. So come along and see what we saw. As coming into the park, they give you a couple signs ahead of time telling you that you're getting close to the park. So when you come into the park, you head to the right side of the guard shack. At this point, they weren't given the discount yet for the motorcycle rally, which is usually only $10 a bike. Right now, they're at $20 a bike, and we went out here on Thursday afternoon. So pretty much as we first got into the park, we already seen our first set of bison. We've made it to Custer State Park, and we found part of the herd. We thought we'd get here early enough to actually see them moving across the plains here, but that didn't happen. So let's go take a quick look and see what we can see of them. They were pretty far off the road, but we were able to still get a few shots of them. Some of them were starting to come across the road. We got a few shots of that too. They were big, made a lot of noise. Got to remember when you're around these kind of animals, they're wild animals. You don't want to startle them. You don't want to get them too excited. You want to stay away from the babies. You can't get out there and pet them either. We've done really well. We've been out here about 4 or 5 times now to see the bison and never have seen any real issues going on. But like I say, we stay very calm. We don't move very quickly when we move. We do drive our bike right up alongside of them, but we don't get anywhere near touching them. Coming up down this hill, we came down this hill and you could see over there in the distance there was a big old herd of bison. So we slowed down. The tours you could pay for, there was a couple of those out there that had stopped out there. This is kind of like the second set of herd that we normally would see. This spent quite a bit of time here at this location because this seemed to look like it was going to be the biggest group. This location here is typically where we make a right-hand turn, and you can usually see this herd moving usually between 8 and 9 a.m. in the mornings. Both the two herds that we've seen so far today have not joined each other. So possibly because it's getting a little hotter already today, they're not moving as much. You always got to be looking around. This one just came right across the road before I even had a chance to see him coming. I could hear him grunting and here came a little baby across the road. Oh no, that one there turned around. So we decided we were going to go ahead and go up the chat road here. This is usually where we always see the big herd at. So we went ahead and drove up this road. About the time we got to the top, a couple of antelope were up there at the top of the hill. We were able to catch a male and a female. The male was proud. He didn't move at all. Female kind of ran. We also got up alongside here. As we drove down the road, we found a herd of donkeys. They're almost pretty much always in the exact same spot. You shouldn't feed these things. From there, we just headed out of the park. We went over to the Needles Highway, which is still part of Custer's State Park. Went through all that. You definitely got to really watch this road more than anything else because there is no lines on this road once you get down here so far. And we had a guy come right over into our traffic lane. And so you really got to pay attention. Try to hug the side of the road and always be observant when you're coming around these curves. When you get up to the tunnel, the eye of the needle, there's already a sign there that actually tells you that for motorcycles to be extremely cautious. Because the road gets very, very narrow, and there's people driving pickup trucks, dualies, everything else trying to squeeze down this road, and it's a really small, skinny road. They give a warning on the maps that they give out, telling you how wide this is. You'll see when we drive through here, there's not a whole lot of clearance in here. And on this one here, it's one way each way. You can only go in one way. They let so many cars go, and then you come through the other way. It's very scenic along this road. The camera doesn't give it full justice of all the stones and the rocks, and it's just cliffs and all kinds of things along here. Your passenger will definitely enjoy the ride a lot more, able to see a lot more around, because when you're driving on this road, you've got to, your full attention has to be on this road. There's rocks all over the place. There's cars coming around. Usually during the rally, there's a whole lot less cars, but there's a lot of motorcycles. And there's a lot of people that come up here that just don't have a lot of experience riding on motorcycles to be able to handle these types of roads. This is probably one of the tougher roads to ride. We're going to be going out on Iron Mountain Road possibly tomorrow and do some filming there. That's my favorite one. That's got, I think it's like 189 curves, which I'll have to look up and give you the exact number. But there was a big line here to try to get through the eye of the needle here. And once we came out the other side, there was a ton of people over there. And all along these roads, there's plenty of turnouts that you can stop and you can look around and do some sightseeing. Today, we mainly just wanted to get through here and get you a video out here to give you some of the rides that you can come on and check out this country and see how beautiful it is, especially here in South Dakota, these Black Hills. It's just priceless. And you could spend out here, Custer State Park, you could spend all day there. You could get on this Needles Highway, same thing. You could spend a half a day here if you're stopping a lot, taking pictures, doing things like that. And you should do this. If you've got the time, take advantage of how great this country is and how great South Dakota is. It's just priceless here. Today, we went through Custer State Park, checked out the bison. Didn't get to see the herds traveling across the plains, but hey, you know, we got to see them at least. There's a lot of times we've driven through there and we didn't see anything. The other thing was we got to go through the Needles Highway, which is a pretty good ride, but you definitely want to pay attention because since there is no lines out there, you don't want to get hit by those oncoming cars or even an oncoming motorcycle. So if you're not an experienced rider, these might be a couple rides you might want to avoid. The next one we're heading to will be
Iron Mountain.
Iron Mountain is my favorite. That's got the most curves, switchbacks, bridges, and you also get to see the 4 presidents. So that's the ride we'll be seeing tomorrow. So right now we're going to go ahead and wrap it up and leave you with this.
Thanks for coming along on the ride. We hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next video.